Welcome back, boys. I hope everyone had a good Easter holidays. I'm going to do some example questions here today on today's work. So we're moving on from expanding brackets on to factorising, which is the opposite to expanding brackets. Okay, so it's the opposite process. So we're going to be 4 examples here. Let's have a quick look, and then I'm going to go through the 4 examples, and then I've got 4 your turn questions for you to try yourselves afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to go through the 4 examples, and then I'll leave these 4 and I'll put the solutions to these up tomorrow at some point or later today. So what we're trying to do each time is we're trying to, so as it's the opposite to expanding brackets, we're trying to put these back into brackets. So we have to do each time is to find a common factor, and that common factor could be a number, could be a letter, or it could be both. That's what I've said here. To factorize, find a common numerical factor, letter factor, or both if there is both, or if there are both. Okay. So first one here, 10c minus 15. So we've got a c term here. The c term isn't in the second part, so we're going to have to find a number factor. We need to find a number that divides into 10 to 15. Okay, so quite quickly we should be able to work out that that's going to be 5. Put our brackets. So then it's 5 multiplied by what gives us these terms. So 5 times what gives us 10c, and 5 times what gives us 15. Okay, so how many times is 5 going to 10c? So 5 times 2 is 10, 5 times c is c. So 5 times 2c will give us 10c, and 5 times what will give us negative 15. Okay, so we'll have negative 3. And that's not fully factorized. Okay, we'll talk slightly about the difference between factorizing and fully factorizing. Fully factorizing means that if you've more than one option, more than one factor, you always choose the biggest number. So for example, if 2 or 3 went into this, which it doesn't, as well as 5, you would choose 5 because it's the bigger number. Okay, but this isn't an example of one that could be factorized more than one way. So we'll just move on. So you can work on 8d plus 20. So this is an example. We have 2 or 4 as a common factor. We always want to choose the biggest possible common factor. Okay, so second one, we've got x squared plus 2x. So this time we don't have a common numerical factor because we've got 1 and 2. So our common number factor would just be 1, which isn't really a factor, as 1 divides into everything. So we'll have to choose a letter as a common factor. You can see we've got x in both terms. So we've got x in our brackets this time. So x multiplied by what will give us x squared. So multiplying x by itself will give us x squared. So x times x, and x multiplied by what will give us 2x, x times 2. And if we've got positive here, we'll have a positive in our brackets. Okay, and then for the one to try yourself, we've got x squared minus wx. Again, we need a letter as a common factor. Third one, okay, 9d minus 6ad. Okay, you'll spot this time that we can have a number and letter combination as factors. 3 divides into 9 and 6, and we've got a d in both terms. So as 3 was the highest numerical factor and we had d in both terms, we'll take both as factors. Okay, so it doesn't have to be just a number or letter, it can be both. And to fully factorize, you always want to choose the highest possible combination. So 3d times what will give us 9d. Okay, it'll just be 3 times 3. We don't need to add another d here because 3d times another 3d will give you 9d squared, so it's only 3. 3d times what will give us minus 6ad. Okay, we have a negative. 3 times 2 will give us 6. We need the a because it's not included at the minute. And we don't add d here because again 3d times another d will give d squared, which you don't want, so this is our final answer. That's this fully factorized. So the one to try yourself, 2a squared plus 4a. Again, you'll have a combination of number and letter. And then similar here at the bottom, just slightly trickier, 14a to the power of 6b squared minus 7a cubed. Again, look first for the number if possible, and then move on to the letter. So our numbers are 14 and 7, so 7 can be your common factor for the number. Then we've got a to the power of 6b squared and a cubed. So there's no b term in both. There's only a b term in the first part. So a is in both terms. So like a is our common factor. But again, you want the highest possible developed factor. As this is a to the power of 6, and this is a to the power of 3, we can take a to the power of 3 as our common factor, because that's the biggest possible combination of a. Okay, so like that is our brackets. 7 times what number will give us 14? Take 2. A cubed times what will give us a to the power of 6. Okay, so a to the power of 3 times will give us a to the power of 6. So a quick look at what that means. So a to the power of 3 will be a times a times a. So we need that again. A times a times a. So it's going to be another a cubed. Okay. So we move back here, we've got 2a cubed. Okay, be really careful. When we multiply indices, we're in fact adding the powers. And we still need to add the b squared in as well.